I've been on the job for 7 years. I've got 3 sons, so I spent a good part of that just trying to get my family up and going. You know, having kids so fast, so quick definitely takes a toll on your body. It really shook the dynamics between me and my husband. And then just trying to keep up with a job that is very demanding. I absolutely love it. It can be very overwhelming very quickly without being noticed, that in a sense over time you can lose yourself just trying to keep up with day-to-day life and things, you know, having to take on another job and keep up with the kids. You see things, you try to deal with things. I'd love to say that it's easy just to let it go away, but you can't. That's why you're there, because you have a passion for what you're doing. I lost motivation within myself to keep things going for myself, to keep doing the things that I enjoyed. I got to a point where I hated shopping for clothes. I wouldn't do it, and I really, if I bought anything, it was very loose fitting. You know, and the roughest thing before this was the relationship with my husband. It is not where it needed to be for our children. It wasn't where it needed to be for either one of us to grow together or personally. I had tried weight loss before. I never lost a whole bunch. Before I had my last son, I found out that I could have possibly had thyroid cancer. It was a huge wake-up call, a huge scare. By the grace of God, it was not cancer, but it obviously wasn't working right, and had a doctor that told me, you know, if you ever got between 170 and 160, that would be your best. You won't ever see more than that. And it's not where I wanted to be by any means. For me to show up on a fire truck and to literally have a citizen ask you, how are you able to do your job, you know, can just strike you so hard in the face. And in the back of your mind, you have to say, you're right. Am I going to go into that fire and my entire crew have to come out because I ran out of air first before anybody else? And I don't want that. I don't want my crew to have to be waiting on me because I'm out of breath trying to catch up, you know, where I can't carry as much and I can't move as fast. It's bad when you think about it. It really is. My biggest concern was the performance as being a mother, being for my children. Now I realized how far I had let myself go, that if I wasn't taking care of myself, you know, then obviously I'm not taking care of them. After completing this program, the biggest change that really mattered was I had to reset my mind. I had to reset my way of thinking. I learned that change is not easy. You know, I've also learned that if it doesn't challenge you, it's probably not ever going to change you. My husband and I have come back together greatly, and without me knowing it for a few weeks, I didn't catch on that he was finally changing his habits as well, until he finally walked across the living room and I said, hey, you look like you're smaller. And he said, you know, I've only done about 28 pounds. It's about time you noticed. My kids, you know, I think are the biggest blessing of my life. They are the biggest challenge by far, but I've learned that there's necessities that they need to know. I make sure every day that when they wake up, I tell them I love them. I tell them I believe in them. And before they go to bed, Dad and I get to put them down together. You know, I'm more family focused and family centered now. I promoted, which is a big step. I have so much more confidence now because promotion is scary in itself and exciting at the same time, let alone being a woman in charge of guys. You get one shot at this, and it better be right, and it better be full force. It's great to know that now when we're going in together, no, I'm not the one that's going to run out of air first. I have astounded my endocrinologist, who thought that my thyroid was going to be done and over with. They thought it was on its way out the door, and it has started working again. 36 pounds total for the 25 weeks. A little over 36 inches lost. I went from a 20 to a size 12, which, you know, I used to tell myself if I could ever get to something that size, I would just be happy. And now that I've actually made it there, I can't wait for April 20th as my next deadline I have given to myself, because it will no longer be a size 12. It will be what the doctor said I could never have. You know, this whole thing has been a learning process. You know, you can stumble a little bit and you can get right back up. You can make your way through this. And not a single day of this was ever easy. I'm not gonna lie, the very first workout, I thought, oh man, what had I gotten into? But I said that I was gonna do it. I said I was gonna stick with it. I started and I finished. And now that I realize that I've finished, there is so much more for me to gain than just the physical aspect of it. You know, now there's goals that I personally want, that my husband and I want together for each other, that we want for our children, that we want out of both of our careers. A blessing and an honor that it has been, life-changing. I mean, you cannot say thank you enough. I would recommend this to anybody and everybody, and I have. It has built relationships with police officers, further along with IMSA. It has built a family atmosphere, so when we see each other on scene, we know that we're there for each other. The city of Tulsa is very blessed to have this opportunity. I'm so much more confident and better about myself. I'm able to deliver a service to the best of my abilities. Not only the physical preparation, but the mental preparation that it takes to perform the job. I am Suzanne Hardgrove, and I am fit for duty and fit for life.